Yesterday, I had the opportunity to give the keynote for an amazing company in Orlando, based out of Orlando, Florida, called Beep. They are doing some amazing things in the world of innovation with transportation. Look them up. That's amazing. But listen, I want to hit some of the highlights of what we talked about. Sometimes in big business, we have leaders that know how to do everything in their department, but maybe you struggle training and what I like to call finding your replacement. When I was in corporate management, and one thing that I was taught, and I didn't know this in my 20s, but a very sharp individual said, Yancey, I want you to find your replacement every day. Train your people to where how many of them could replace you tomorrow? And in this case, if we needed you somewhere else, I think too often we get a little insecure and protective of our position. And you're like, I don't want everybody to know the job as well as I do. You are actually more valuable to your company or to your team if you're the type of trainer, coach, that is always trying to coach somebody that could do your job. And you are proud of the fact that they could do your job. That doesn't mean that your boss is going to be like, sorry, I got a little message there. He's going to be like, oh, we're going to get rid of you now because they know how to do Yancey's job. You become a greater asset to the team. We also talked a lot about taking care of the beautiful machine, my friends, being always ready, what it means to be able to say yes to the active vacations with your kiddos, do the type of work you want to do, serve your family, serve yourself for that matter, being always ready. The importance of always having a start line on your calendar, something coming up that you can train for. We talked about the 98% versus 2%. And if you're raising kids and your work life, if you're an athlete, 98%, there's no spotlight. There's no fans cheering for you. It's just you on the grind, and then one day your kids graduate high school or college, or you get to turn in the big report, or you finish the big project at work, open up the new site, the new location, or it's Friday Night Lights if you're an athlete. It's game time, okay? We talked about the 80-20 rule, back to business. As a leader, as a coach, 80% of the time, you need to be out on the floor. You need to be out with your people. You need to know your people. You need to know if somebody's wife has cancer, if their freaking dog is sick. You need to know their sons and daughters' names. You need to know what they love. You need to love and serve your people 80% of the time. If 21% or more of your time is spent in your office with the door closed and you're behind a laptop, nope, it's not the way it's supposed to go. Just had a great conversation. I love the always ready stuff. We talked a lot about hitting the pause button and flushing the green. Before you get out of bed in the morning, you're like, listen, before I step into every situation, I'm going to have 100 opportunities to live life today in some form or fashion before I roll into that meeting or on that Zoom or walk into that, that situation where I'm going to communicate with somebody, or I got something nasty going on that I got to deal with. I'm going to hit the pause button and say, Yancey, I got to be the best version of myself today in this moment. 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, or an hour. I don't care what it is. I got to maximize my opportunities here. I got to be somebody that people like having in the room. They like my energy. They like how I serve the team. I'm an imperfect person, but you can't control my energy. I can, and my energy is going to be freaking awesome. And my purpose to serve the situation is going to be spot on. I control that. So pause button. It's a big one. If and when you get fired up, we all do sometimes. Something fires you up and pisses you off a little bit. That's going to send you to the yellow zone, eventually the red zone. Or how many of you are good at flushing back down to green? Wildly important. Listen, I'd love to come speak to your team. If you ever need a little motivation, I promise you, I'm not good at much, but I'm going to bring the most. I'm gonna bring some fire and bring some energy. Anyway, I love you big. Live, love, laugh, and serve big with big focus on to serve and do everything you can to light up the planet today, my friends. Got the old school Deca. This is the very first piece of merch we ever had. I don't even think we sold these, but DecaFit is one word. It's not one word anymore. There's a space between the A and the F, and I love these. Hey, honestly, how many of you, when you see us ex-gens, when you see this, do you think of Emilio Estevez in Breakfast Club when he's doing the little pulls? Listen, Have a great freaking weekend. I love you big. Be good.